and welcome to the Chalkboard, a podcast hosted by the Gogebic-Ontonagon Intermediate School District. This podcast shares how the GOISD works to inspire students every day and support the work of our local school districts. I'm Alan Tolbo, your host and superintendent of the Gogebic-Ontonagon ISD. Today's episode features the work of our Early Childhood Education Department. I'm joined by Megan Lane, Director of Early Childhood Education, and Jessica Hallberg, the Early Childhood Administrative Assistant. And I'd like to welcome you both to the podcast.
Thank you for having us, Alan. We're glad to be here.
Glad you could be here. I know life gets really busy this time of the year in early childhood education, with a lot of community programming and outreach going on. So I appreciate you taking time to be here and to share some really great information with our listeners. As I mentioned, it's busy in early childhood education, and it's been a busy year for you both. What are some of the big projects that have been occurring?
Well, right now, one of our big projects is that we have two of our GSRP Great Start Readiness programs housed in the Ironwood High School, and we are going to be moving them over to Little Learners Early Childhood Center at the end of May. And also our early childhood special ed classroom in the beginning of June will be moving over to the facility as well. So we're really excited to have all those birth through 5 children under the same roof and be able to play with their peers.
Okay, great. And so when you talk about Great Start Readiness Program, you're working on enrollment for that right now. This is the enrollment window across the state of Michigan. Can you please share more about that program in particular? How parents can learn about it, and maybe what they can do to find out more about when your next enrollment events will be.
Yes, so our GSRP, the Great Start Readiness Program, is our pre-K 4-year-old preschool program. We have 3 classrooms, 2 at the Ironwood High School, which will be moving over to Little Learners, as I said, and then we have 1 at Wakefield High School. We had a registration in both schools already in May, and we had a great turnout in Ironwood. We had like 20 plus families that registered already, with like maybe 5 to 6 applications that went home. In Wakefield, we had 5 to 6 families that registered, with a couple applications that went home as well. We will be hosting another registration night towards the end of May, beginning of June. And please feel free to come register your child. We will get it out there on our Facebook page, the GOISD Facebook page. If your child is 4 before September 1st, you qualify for GSRP. Mm-hmm. And if we don't fill all of our slots, you may be able to get your child in before December 1st.
Okay.
But you can reach me at mlane@goisd.org or call the Early Childhood Center at 906-932-3200.
Well, you just stole a question from me. I was going to ask you to share your phone number and email address in case there were people interested. So we'll repeat that information again at the end of the podcast. So in GSRP, we take a look at pre-kindergarten, right? So this is 4-year-old kindergarten. How is this different from actual kindergarten?
So the GSRP program is getting them ready for kindergarten. It's kind of teaching them the fundamentals, how to listen, how to stay in a line, just, those fine gross motor skills. It's just really getting them prepared, how to eat lunch with your peers, asking open-ended questions. The curriculum is learn through play. So it's just, really making the kindergarten job a lot easier.
Okay. All right. So I've had a chance to visit the GSRP classrooms on many occasions, and I can attest to the fact that when you think of pre-kindergarten, they're doing a lot of things that people like you and me, maybe Jessica, were doing in kindergarten when we went through kindergarten. So there is real learning going on in the program. It's more than learning how to stand in line and learning, and playing, and
we're learning how to read. They're learning Haggerty, how to sound out words. They're learning math, science. They're learning everything, and they don't even realize it because it's all learned through play.
I know. Is the pumpkin experiment still going on in one of the classrooms?
It is.
Okay.
Yes.
So has it started to grow on its own yet, or?
It smells and it's hairy, but it's a science project progress.
Okay, it was just starting to decompose when I was there the last time.
Yes.
So I'll have to get back there and see it. So Governor Whitmer has talked about pre-K for all by what year? What was she? What
2025.
Okay. So 2025 is when she'd like it to start kicking in.
Mm-hmm.
What would that mean for our programs?
It would be wonderful. Unfortunately, we have had to turn families away because of the income eligibility and their, our FPLs.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be great because our goal is to service all 4-year-olds in our county.
Mm-hmm.
So if we had pre-K for all, just not having that cap on their income would be a blessing.
Yeah, because there are families out there that really want to get their kids into GSRP, into the Great Start Readiness program, but they have to be waitlisted because of that. So
yes,
it would be great to see that cap fully lifted, and we now have a wonderful early childhood center that kids will be able to grow and learn together from ages basically 6 months, 6 weeks to right on through 5 years at the early childhood center. So that's something I know you're really excited about.
Yes, and they also changed the ratio. So before we were equipped to take 16 students in each classroom. Well, now moving forward for the 24-25 school year, it will be a 10-to-1 ratio. So we can have 20 students per classroom.
Okay.
Which is exciting.
That is
exciting. Service even more children.
Yep. So you mentioned that everybody's going to be moving over to Little Learners. Can you tell us about that most recent venture of getting Little Learners up and running, and some great things I know are going on there? And what would you like families and community members to know about that center?
So the Little Learners Early Childhood Center was acquired by the GOISD in October of 2022. Our daycare center is licensed for 130 children, which range from newborn to 12 years old. Our summer programming is about to get started. We're very excited for that. Last year, we had a great turnout for our summer program. So for our summer program, we serve ages 5 to 12, and that will begin on June 10th. Last year, our summer programming went down to the Ironwood Depot for free lunches every day. They all went to the splash pad down in downtown Ironwood, toured the downtown Ironwood area. They went to multiple parks in the area, and then also partaked in activities sponsored by the Carnegie Library.
Okay.
And then again, this year, we're very excited to have Elise Bessinen back to run our music programming for the summer.
Okay. And so let's talk about the music program a little bit. What do they learn? Are they learning songs? Are they learning any instruments or?
All of the above, yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
She teaches them songs. She has them playing all sorts of different instruments. I just think the kids were learning so much without actually knowing they're learning. Again, learn through play.
Okay. And so this is something, the music program is something that's available for all children or only the upper ages?
The upper ages was offered last year, but we are in discussion of offering it to some of our littles as well.
Well, that'd be great. Okay. Anything else about Little Learners that you'd like people to know?
At the beginning of the year, our Little Learner staff took a high scope training, which is the state approved curriculum that the GSRP classes use. Okay. So we will be implementing that into our center, both preschool and infant and toddler.
Okay. So if they start at Little Learners as an infant, they're exposed to this curriculum and the philosophy of learning through play, right? Mm-hmm. All the way through pre-kindergarten.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. So that continuum
transition.
Yeah, that'll be a real smooth transition into kindergarten classrooms across the region. Mm-hmm. Okay. So where is Little Learners located?
Little Learners is located at the address is 106 Marquette Street in Ironwood. Okay. We are attached to the Our Lady of Peace Parish.
Okay. So while we're attached to the parish, we aren't operated by the parish.
Nope. No.
Okay. So for people who may have grown up in the area, might be familiar with the old Our Lady of Peace school building, that is where you're housed.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. If you want to come visit, just go through the fence by the playground and there's glass doors there. We can buzz you in.
Okay. But call ahead.
Call ahead, yes.
Okay. Megan, another one of your duties as a director of early childhood education is to lead the Great Start Collaborative. And you've been doing this for a number of years.
Yes, I have.
This is where you originally started your role with the GOISD, is at the Great Start Collaborative. What does this organization do?
So the purpose of the Great Start Collaborative is to ensure that all children in the community are safe, healthy, and developmentally on track. The GSC is a partnership of parents, community leaders, and other community members who work together to ensure that every child in both Gogebic and Ontonagon counties reach his or her potential and enters kindergarten safe, healthy, and prepared for learning and eager to succeed in school and life.
Okay. Who can be involved in the collaborative?
So we have a board. We have community service providers from both counties, from faith-based hospitals, MDHHS, CMH, the health department. So just kindergarten teachers, GSRP staff, just community service providers from both counties that come together. We have meetings bi-monthly, and parents, grandparents. We encourage anybody who wants to be a part of this board to come and voice their opinion and let us know what they would like to see changes made throughout both communities.
Okay. All right. And one of the projects that the GSC has undertaken, actually they've undertaken quite a few projects, but one of the most well-known projects is the Imagination Library.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
So we've had quite a few graduate already. I think 250 children graduated from the Dolly Parton Imagination Library since we started it in 2019. We currently have 280 children enrolled in the program right now. So from birth to 5 years old, every month the children get a free book sent to their house addressed to them until their 5th birthday, and then they graduate from the program.
Okay.
So it's been wonderful. It's been utilized, and we're just very grateful that we can continue this project.
Okay. And how can somebody learn about the Imagination Library?
Well, we have pamphlets throughout the communities, at the local school districts, at the health departments, at the hospital, and we also have some at Little Learners Early Childhood Center.
Okay.
If you don't get to any of those other locations, please contact me and I will get you a brochure to fill out, and I will get your child registered.
Perfect. And even if you're not the parent of the child, you can still reach out and
Yes.
Get that child registered?
Yes. The child just has to reside in Gogebic or Ontonagon County.
Perfect. Perfect. And what about the free libraries, the little libraries?
So we're really excited about that. We just had a bunch of free little libraries come in that we ordered, and we will be putting them throughout both counties. Our free little library is kind of like a little plastic house, and we have a bunch of books that we'll be putting in. So we kind of encourage people, as you take a book out for your child, maybe when your child's done with an old book, put it back in there and we can kind of recycle throughout. But yeah, we will have them in every town within Gogebic and Ontonagon County by the end of the year.
Excellent. And of course, if somebody's interested in donating to support the free little libraries, they can reach out to you.
Yes, they can reach out to me for that.
Okay.
We love donations.
I know you do. Well, we're getting to the end of our time, but before we finish up, I always like to ask guests on the podcast what they like most about their work. And I know the two of you love what you do. When I see you at the Early Childhood Center and interact with you, I can see the joy of doing the work is very present with both of you. As Star Wars fans would say, the Force is strong with both of you. So I'll start with you, Jessica. What do you like most about your work?
I really enjoy being at the center. The staff is amazing, but I mean, the kids really are the best part of the job. They provide a comedic relief throughout the day that sometimes is very much needed.
Yeah, you do have some unique personalities
Absolutely.
at the center.
Little leaders, future little leaders.
Yes, definitely. And what about you, Megan?
I love the children. I love going into the GSRP classrooms, being able to play and interact with the kids. And at the center, I just love being with them as well. Like Jessica said, when you're just having a bad day, you go in the baby room and grab a baby and keep doing your work. It's very therapeutic, and I love the kids. That's the best part about the job.
And that's also very evident when I'm there. Well, that's all the time we have for today's episode. Please feel free to contact Megan Lane at
mlane@goisd.org or 906-932-3200.
And thank you both again for being here, and thank you all for listening. Have a wonderful day.